Well, hello and thanks so much for watching. In this video we are going to do a reading, but first an amazing thing has happened, and it's that kind of happenstance thing that I really want to talk about in today's video. A parcel arrived here this morning and we will unbox it in a minute. All the way from Adrienne in, where's she? Virginia, USA, and it got all the way here to Wales, UK, which is something of a miracle, actually. I struggle to even get things from eBay places like 10, 15 miles down the road a lot of the time. But we put our kind of cosmic, I don't know, sort of love wrapping thing round it, and it turned up, so let's go in and unbox it. And here it is on my crafting table. You have to excuse the mess. I'll show you what I'm crafting in a second, like very quickly, because I'm nowhere near finishing crafting it yet, and it's quite a mess. But anyway, this seems an excellent place to do an unboxing. So let's get it centre stage here, and I'll use my sort of unboxing knife, sort of craft knife as well, very carefully, just to break the tape. It's very well packaged, and this is sort of quite amazing to me, except, you know, I've always known we can trust the angels when we ask them to help with this stuff. But the reason I don't have a PO box address out there is that quite often things just kind of go missing and get sent back to, you know, get returned to sender, like the Elvis song used to say. So, you know, it's kind of a shame when that happens, really, isn't it? But this has actually made it here. And this is kind of what I want to talk about today. But I'm going to switch off and just do the rest of the cutting, because I can't sort of work around the tripod. Just a tick. And here, dear friends, we have it. So let's find out what lies within. Let's see. Oh, now this looks good. American goodies. This is what I really, really like. We have a card. So let's just unenvelope the card. Thank you. Wow, that's so nice. Thank you for being here. Please enjoy in moderation. Haha, says Adrienne. And she is a great moderator, actually, on the chat. So thanks so much. This is AQ, by the way. So thank you, Adrienne. That means such a lot. Really does. Okay. So here we go, lots of goodies here, lots of goodies to say the least, so we'll get in there. First of all, Milano milk chocolate 15 distinctive cookies. I am looking very much forward to those, actually, and my daughter and her friend are coming over on the weekend, so I might save some of them for them. And what else we got? We have some Taylor's Assam tea, and I think we've got some other teas in here as well. Let's give that a shake down. Okay, let's take a closer look at this, because being an English guy, I do absolutely love tea. Tea is very much where it's at. Here we go. Oh, blackberry and raspberry. Look at that. That's going to be so good. That is going to be so good. I often ask people to buy me a coffee on my coffee page, and if I'm really honest, it usually goes on tea, because it's just what I like. My grandfather was a sailor, and the first time he ever took me out on a boat, well, it was a ship, really, he made me drink black tea, and I was only about 5. It was about the time of the moon landings, like 1969, and 5-year-olds just don't take to black tea, and I didn't enjoy it, but actually I've had a taste for it ever since. Sort of once I got used to the idea, I've used it ever since. And the thing about black tea is it stops you feeling seasick, and that's why he made me drink it. Okay, get more goodies there. Lovely thank you pack. Oh, I see, it's a deck. I think it's a deck of cards. Let's go in and find out. Very well wrapped up deck of cards. Okay, back in a tick, and we seem to be in. So thank you, and look at that beautiful quartz crystal on there as well. Absolutely lovely. And yeah, Etsy.com shop EK Minerals Haven. Shout out to you guys, because that looks fabulous, and what's in here looks fabulous as well. So let's find out. Justin Saw. Wow. Orset Temple Healing, Angel Miracle Healing, Crystal Blessing and Activation, Crystal Healing and Knowledge classes, Channel and Customized Crystal Bracelet and Necklaces, Hypnotherapy, Reiki Healing, Reiki classes, Beginner, Advanced and Master, Space Cleansing and Blessing, Tarot, Oracle card reading and classes. So he sounds quite the man. Justin Saw, there we go. Justin Saw. So what have we here? We have the Hybrid Tarot. And I've heard about this. Adrienne told me all about it, but I've never seen it before. So this is going to be great. And I think, oh look, it's got a little crystal there as well. Let's take a look inside. This very well might get used for today's reading, actually. Oh, look at it. It's very, very nice, actually. Kickstarter's limited edition. That is so good. Oh yeah, the colours are wonderful. I'm liking that image as well. Ah, Lord Ganesh, first card out. Look, Lord Ganesh for the Fool card. And also shows 10 of Hearts and a dog. So we got the dogs involved there, 2 of them. And Ganesh is great to start a deck with, because Ganesh always says yes. That's what Ganesh is all about. Saint Germain, absolutely loving these characters. Well, we'll be here all day if I look at all of them individually. We've got Mary Magdalene, the Hanged Woman, Mice, Sobek and Wepwawet, the Moon, and 8 of Hearts, the Moon as well. There we go. Right, that is really interesting. That is very interesting. That very well might be today's reading deck, I think. I usually take some time to get used to a deck before I do a reading with it, but I've got a good feeling about this one. Let's pop it back in its beautiful box, actually. Really nice box. Just carefully push that down. And it's got this real nice bag with it as well. This is fantastic. Liz Crafts, if you're watching, I think you should get one of these and unbox it, because it's fantastic. It really is. And do look up Liz Crafts, by the way. She's another great friend of mine from the States who does unboxing videos. And I guess other things as well on YouTube. And her channel is Liz Crafts, all one word. So there we go, the Hybrid Tarot. We got the book to go with it. Take a very quick flick through. There we go. We've got the Maitreya, Ganesh. Wow, wonderful. I'm so looking forward to getting stuck into that deck. I think that's going to be what I'm going to be doing for the rest of my day. And we have, by the look of it, a tablecloth to go with it as well, which is fantastic. And I can see it's got things on it to kind of guide the reading as we go along. So this is good. Now then, the greedy guts bit, because this is what I really love from America, is American food. Tootsie Roll. That sounds fabulous. 2 king-size rolls. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. And we've got some frosted mini donuts as well. Oh, I totally love mini donuts. Great stuff. Of course, we have donuts in UK, but they never last very long in UK. They're not sort of made to keep for any length of time. But wow, this is to enjoy by the 8th of February next year. So that is absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. And here we go. Hostess Donuts. I've enjoyed these before. These look fantastic. America's #1 donut. And it's West Wales's #1 donut, in my opinion, as well. We have some True Lemonade. True Lemon Lemonade. Wonderful, that's going to be great. And some more Assam tea in here as well. Wow, this is great. Got like tea for days, I think is the expression. Some Florida water soap, and I look forward to finding out more about this. This is apparently very special. I haven't really looked into it yet, but Adrienne did send me a link actually, so I'll be looking at that. Yeah, it looks really, really out of sight, does that? From New York and, oh, New York and Peru, there we go. Amazing stuff. And there's more amazing stuff. What have we here? Not sure what I'm seeing here. Smells like, oh yeah, it smells like actual sandalwood to me. A wonderful smell about it. What's it say? What does it say? All natural. Oh, Palo Santo. Yeah, this is it. Great stuff, Palo Santo. I really want to get hold of some of this. Wonderful, and it smells great. And yeah, it doesn't smell that much like sandalwood. Just a kind of hint of it, because I wasn't sure what I was seeing there. But that is so good. That's so good. Seal it up. Keep that special flavour in. Because a ceremonial thing like this needs to be sort of used with care, with you know, needs its own special session, I guess, to really use it. Some California white sage, wonderful. Love this too as well. I do have some white sage, but it's not Californian, and you know, it's not Lakota, but this looks like this is so wonderful. Smudging with sage, I probably don't need to tell most of you about this, but if you didn't know, burning some sage when you're doing spiritual work is a very kind of powerful uplifter of the spiritual energies. It's very cleansing as well. You can kind of fill your room with smoke and ask that when you open the windows to let the smoke out, any kind of darkness, any, you know, low spirits are carried off with the smoke, so it cleanses your space really in the most powerful way. So more to eat. Cool, blimey, I'm going to get fat at this rate. I'm fat already, as you know. I'm going to get even fatter. Butterfinger, crispity, crunchity, peanut buttery. This is great. This is absolutely great. Some M&Ms. Now, I've seen M&Ms in UK. We do have them, but we don't have them like this. Some kind of special American version. This is what we like, which is great because it's an American invention, is it not? And we've got some wonderful Triscuit crackers here, fire roasted tomato and olive oil. I'm running out of room on the table. Such abundance in one package. Mini Nilla wafers, what am I saying? Mini Nilla wafers. Yeah, they're going to go down absolutely sweet. And then Nabisco as well. We used to get Nabisco cereals in UK in the 60s when I was growing up. And it right into the early 70s. And then they, I don't know, they sold it to someone or they changed it or something. But I haven't seen that Nabisco logo for a long time. But now, you've probably seen it already because it's in shot. But here we go, the Halloween Tarot. And so this is two wonderful card decks have come in now. We've got the Hybrid Tarot and we've got the Halloween Tarot. And I've been wanting this deck ever since I saw Danny Shea using it on Bathrobe Tarot. This looks a real amazing deck. It looks quite a fun deck as well. But on a serious level, you know, it is a fully functioning tarot deck. And US games, right? So it's top quality, no doubt. Yeah. Look at that, that is going to be great. And so we've got the deck, the Halloween Tarot deck, 78 card deck, created by Kipling West. There we are. And the Halloween Tarot book and a spreadsheet for card readings. Brilliant. Well, there we go. Well, I'm going to very carefully kind of put all this stuff away. And then we'll talk a bit about how you can kind of put protection around things and make things happen, make things happen that are usually like difficult to make happen, and then we will do a reading. But first, I did say I'd show you the thing I'm crafting at the moment. It's a long way from being finished. I'm just working on the pay box here at the moment, and it's not glued down or anything. Just got to kind of shape all these side pieces so it fits together. This is a British fairground ride called a waltzer, which have been popular here since about the late 1940s. So they were invented, I think about 1934 actually, but they didn't catch on till the 40s. and they've been super popular ever since. It's a lot like a tilt-a-whirl. The track goes up and down as it goes round. And here is the real thing in 1976, the one I'm copying. I remember this from my childhood. And they're in the middle of pulling it down. They're just getting a few more riders in. But different to a tilt-a-whirl, it's got one roof over the whole thing. And guys walk around on the moving platform, pushing the cars to make them spin really fast. It's a blast, it really is. And here it is, so the hybrid tarot, that's what we'll use today. I haven't read up on it yet, but if I don't kind of make the video now, it won't upload in time because it's a very slow connection. And by the way, guys, I'm so sorry if you're watching this the day it goes out. I did actually miss doing the live feed last night. We lost the internet. Sometimes it's slow, sometimes it stops altogether. But I do, I schedule 3 a week. And then with a bit of luck, I always seem to manage to do 2, unless it's Mercury retrograde, of course, which is another matter. But there we go. I'll do an off-the-cuff reading with this before I've even read about it. And soon I'll read about it and we'll kind of go deep with it. But we will use its proper cloth that came with it. And this is on Kickstarter at the moment, guys. I think you might be very pleased with your buy if you get one of these from Kickstarter, because this is absolutely, everything about it is lovely, and perhaps most importantly, I love the way the cards look. Gonna need a slightly bigger table to spread it out on, which is not a problem actually. I have a slightly bigger table, which will be more than big enough for it. But look, we've kind of got something for all the elements here. Okay, smooth that down. So, right, I'm going to switch off a second and lay the cards out. I have to do that because if I just randomly put them out, half of them aren't on camera then. So let's take a tick. So I've had a shuffle, I've laid some cards out, and I've laid them on the spaces on the cloth just as I happened to put the cloth down. And we'll read that completely unprepared without kind of going through the book, which I'm going to do actually, because although I'm always saying I like to just kind of go with what my spirit guides say about cards, they are produced for a reason, and the people who produce decks like this, decks like anything really, are actually being guided to produce the deck and the book that goes with the deck in a particular way, and it is actually all guided. But this is happenstance, you know, and this is something I wanted to talk about. It's getting to be a long video already, so I won't sort of bore you for too long, I hope. But yeah, it's just wonderful how you can kind of, you can put a protective field out around something, and whatever the forces of happenstance are, you know, it will come about if you really kind of visualize it and believe it. Adrienne and I were sort of talking, and I wasn't at all sure that if she sent me a package it would actually get here, because there are problems all the time, unfortunately. If you've seen my driving videos, and I try to do at least sort of one of those a week if I can, because I know you guys enjoy them. When you see my driving videos, you'll realise that I'm absolutely miles from anywhere, because when we get to the bit where I'm coming home, it's just like a road that you can only get one vehicle down at a time. You have to reverse like 2 miles if someone else comes. It's really awkward. And the delivery guys just, you know, I don't blame them too much, you know, because the companies that advertise deliveries just freely advertise that they'll deliver to anyone anywhere, because, you know, hey, that's the way to get the money in. But then they only give the drivers a couple of minutes for each drop-off, as if the drivers were coming down a street and there was one house next to another and they could just kind of stop, hand it over and go. It often takes them like maybe 10-15 minutes to find this place if it's the first place, and then they tend to get their vans stuck down here because it's not even a proper road. This is why I'm never wearing a seatbelt right at the beginning of my driving videos, because I'm not actually on a road. It's just this muddy lane up the side of a mountain where there are no other cars. And so I don't really blame the delivery guys for not wanting to come here. I kind of don't want to be negative, but I do kind of of blame the big companies who advertise this, because surely they could tack on another tier, you know, where the sender has to pay a little bit more, and of course as a buyer I would pay that extra, and you know, actually pay to have it brought here, because one feels a little bit cut off, quite honestly, by the way that stuff doesn't get here. For example, I can't take out Amazon Prime, because if I buy something from Amazon, you know, that they'll either get it here, or I can click and collect it from somewhere not too far away, about sort of 2 or 3 miles away. There's a post office depot. But if I take out Amazon Prime, the driver has to bring it to my front door. And that's just hopeless, you know. What happens is they bring a big van, the van gets stuck, and then I have to find a tractor and pay a farmer to tow the van out. And it also screws up that driver's whole day, really, because they've got 5 minutes for the delivery slot, and they might be stuck here 2 or 3 hours. So really, really difficult. And so I don't tend to encourage people to send stuff here, just because I think it'd be so hard for it to arrive. But Adrienne reckoned it would get here, and it did, and I reckoned it would get here as well, actually, because we both kind of put our manifesting antennas out, and as I put it, I put like a cosmic etheric butterfly net round to bring it in and make sure it got here. And hey presto, it did, you know, and this video is proof of the pudding, so to speak. Anyway, I'm now going to turn the camera down on the table and we'll have a look. But you know, the essence of what I'm saying there is, if you really kind of believe, if you really visualize, and if you trust the angels that you're asking to help you, then, you know, they certainly will, and things will work out in the end. I'm hoping they come up with an Amazon angel soon, so I can get Amazon Prime, and I really want to see the 3rd series of, what's it called, Twin Peaks, because I absolutely love David Lynch. Everything he's done is, I think, fairly well spiritually based. It's not something he talks about or claims very much, but his first movie that made him really famous, Eraserhead, he actually he's on record as saying that he dreamed that and just made a movie of the dream. And Twin Peaks is amazing. It's all kind of dreams based and spirit guide based. And I really want to see series 3, and it's on Amazon Prime in UK. And I don't know. If I take out Amazon Prime for a month, then I can't get anything off Amazon for a month. So, really tricky. Anyway, enough of that. Let's do a sort of off-the-cuff reading without reading the books or anything. Let's see what we've got. And I will focus the camera down on the table. And I'll just come round the back and make sure it's actually on the table and showing what we need to show. Oh, now there is a nice bit of happenstance I couldn't see in the viewfinder, but we have actually got everything lined up nicely here. So it's a 5-card reading. We will see what comes up. I can't help noticing the design on the back of these cards. It's great. Diamonds everywhere. We've got the dark blue sort of night sky there, the lapis lazuli blue of spiritual connection. We've got the turquoise blue, which is another level of spiritual connection, a kind of worldly level of spiritual connection where we must speak our truth. And of course, there's everything that goes with turquoise as well. But if we're not speaking our truth, if we're not really kind of able to get our truth out there, it gets all kind of bunged up within us. And this is why it's so important to speak out on things that matter. And 2 unicorns back to back in this almost yin-yang pattern. What more could you ask for, really? Well, you could ask for a nice cloth bag and you get one. And you could ask for a beautiful box and you get one of those as well. With, look, this sort of gemstone on the end of it, which is fabulous. So here's the rest of the cards. I've given it a good shuffle, and then I cut the deck 5 times to make sure, because it's difficult to shuffle the newness out of a deck in one go, isn't it? So card number 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5. Do you want to pick a card, my friends, or do you want to go with the whole reading? It's entirely up to you. Be your own psychic. It works, I promise you. Whatever you choose will be the right card for you for this day. Or maybe it'll give you some intuition about something that happens in the future. But happenstance is for real, and whatever you choose is going to work. So you could pick 1, you could pick all 5, you could pick like 2 of them, you could pick any combination you want. And we'll start off with card number 1 and see what we've got. Saint Germain, I'm delighted. I'm delighted we got Saint Germain for the first one. Saint Germain is a wonderful character, very closely associated with the violet flame of manifestation, because this violet colour that he's wearing here, as well as being sort of a royal symbol in the ways of the world, going way back to medieval times, it is the colour of the ninth ray, and there is great healing involved. He's all about manifestation. He has actually lived a life as Merlin, and you know I'm very keen on Merlin because Merlin actually lived very close to where I'm shooting this video today. So this is wonderful that this has come up first, and it's got the Q, which is a nice sort of symbol of AQ, who is the viewer who very kindly sent all of this wonderful stuff to me. And we have got the Queen of Hearts. It's a heart symbol there, and I guess Q is for Queen as well. Bouquet, bouquet. And look at this bouquet of flowers. This is very symbolic of the abundance, actually. You know, not just one beautiful flower, but a great big bouquet of beautiful flowers. We've got the lady here handing them to him, and so there's abundance all over this card. I do associate Saint Germain with healing as well, because we're often asking for a miracle, looking for a miracle when we're doing manifestation, when we're doing healing. And I discovered him when I was right at the beginning of my journey with Reiki. So I really associate him with healing, which is definitely a thing, which is definitely a valid association for Saint Germain. But at the same time, he's all about manifestation. He's all about putting your thoughts out there and attracting your own future towards you. And look, he's on the woman's square. That's where he's landed. So we're looking at feminine energy there, and the divine feminine, so important. And he's a male character, but out there in the great big universe, it doesn't really matter whether you're a man or a woman, and the energies do actually blend. A lot of people are getting a bit concerned about the whole transgender thing at the moment. Personally, I'm all for it. My own daughter is on that journey. In fact, I don't know whether to call her my daughter or my son at this moment, and I'm delighted to live in a world where you can kind of go either way and actually live your own reality the way you want it. So card number 1, the Magician, is Saint Germain, and he's Merlin as well. He really is, because he had an incarnation as Merlin. So what's card number 2? Lilies, and it's Mother Mary, representing number 17 in the major arcana, the Star. And we've also got Star here and a 6 of Hearts showing in the bottom corner there. I love the way there are all these different associations on the cards, actually. It is allowing my spirit guides to point different things out to me. I'm noticing that already. Now, Mother Mary is pregnant, and this is a reminder to all of us of how magical the human form is, because the whole legend of Mary, they call it the Immaculate Conception. In other words, conception without sex. Conception as a miracle, really, and it's to remind us that miracles actually do birth through all of us. And the Star in tarot is that invitation to be at your best, to really give the best of yourself and think the best of yourself as well. That is so important. Also, wonderful pentagram stars representing magic. And we've got lots of water at the bottom of the card, showing some water sign energy, and just the cleansing flow of water, which is so important if we're going to be the star and be at our best, if we're going to birth our ideas into the world. That flow of water, so important. And she's in the space of lilies, excuse me. And lilies are controversial, at least they are in UK, because some people say white lilies are a sign of death, and some people say that white lilies are a sign of spiritual purity. Doesn't really matter which way you look at it, to be quite honest, because what we think of as worldly death is like a purification ritual almost, and it's passing over to the other side of life. So miracles everywhere so far. And we come to card number 5. We come to the heart of the matter. What are the unicorns hiding from us at this moment? Earth, sun, spiritual wisdom. Wow. This is an active square, and it's Noah. Noah representing the King of Cups, the King of what we desire. And look at the divine ray coming down here as Noah, he holds up the cup. There's lightning and thunder all around, as there was here in UK last night, getting in the way of me going live. But what can you do? We all live with the weather, and we all live with this kind of thunder and lightning nature of life being a bit grim sometimes. But if you offer your desires to the angels, to the divine realms, the great spirit, the universe, if you offer up your desires, and the cup represents our desires, our hopes, the things we long for, then some divine light will come down, just enough to light up your desire, to actually make it work, to make the manifestation work, to make the happenstances go in your favour. We've got a 10 of hearts. It's the spades, that one, isn't it? We've got a 10 of spades there, and it's the ship as well. And of course, Noah and his ship, his ark, are so well known. And you can visualise that ship as a way of carrying you forward in life and on your spiritual journey across water again. And it's in the space of earth, sun and spiritual wisdom. Gosh, the meanings of this deck just go on and on forever. It's brilliantly well designed, actually. Let's give them a shout out. Authors Yujin, Leong, Justin Saul, and illustrator Wendy Yu. There we go. Let's bring it up close. I hope you can see that. Great people, I think, with great inspiration and great spirit guides behind them as well. So, guys, which cards have you picked? Do let me know in the comments which card you picked. Helps our spirit guides get zeroed into one another. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do, because there are more readings coming all the time. And that, too, helps dial our guides in so that we're kind of working together. And you're more likely to find cards that really mean something to you personally when you pick a card in any of my readings. Or if you come on a live show, then I pull a card for you. And again, it's so good if our guides are zeroed in. So, what's under these unicorns? Water, moon, career. And it's the goddess Mart. Number 11, Justice in the Major Arcana. So as we move through this reading, we're seeing balance coming in. And balance is so important. That's really what justice has always been meant to be about. It's a word that is used, I think, rather too lightly by the justice system, who just see it as kind of locking people up so that they can't disturb the status quo. And, you know, some people need locking up. It's definitely a true thing. But I think there are many people being locked away for possibly unjust reasons in the name of justice. Anyway, we won't get into that. That's all kind of politics. That's all kind of political. But balance, this is what we need. And there's a journey going through this reading, which I will recap in a second. But number 11 in the Major Arcana, Justice. And that number 11 is a real good symbol, because I guess the 10, the number of completion in numerology, is the point where you would really want to have balance. But it's as you step forward into the next stage of your journey, when you get to number 11, that's when the balance becomes really, really important. And we've got an anchor here. This is the 9 of spades, and it's the anchor, and it's grounding. You know, it's grounding that it grounds your progress so much if you actually have balance in the picture. So what have we for card number 5? Something else amazing, I bet. Metal, key, friends, and travel. And the card is Archangel Uriel. It's the Earth card. So this comes very well on the heels of this one, which is kind of grounding into water, or watering, I suppose you could call it. This is much more about nature and groundedness, and it's a true thing, you know, that however spiritual we are, we need to be grounded. In fact, I would say, I'm sure, actually, that the more spiritual knowledge we have, the more spiritual accomplishment we're able to achieve in our lives, the more grounded we are, because we actually live on this earth worldly kind of place with all its problems, because it's part of forging the soul into something magical. And the soul journey is really what it's all about. We've got the 5 of diamonds here. It says action as well as earth. And we've got the Taurus bull here, the Taurian symbol. Very, very powerful, and yet very, very caring and compassionate as well is the energy of Taurus. And there it is again. You know, you've got the earthiness of the bull and all that physical power, and it's tempered so well in any good, really good situation by a sense of compassion as well. Archangel Uriel, very much an earthly kind of an earth angel, as it were. It's slightly different to what we think of as an earth angel, but very much associated with the earth. And look at all the fertility here. So this is a wonderful outcome card. This points the way forward in terms of all this fertility. So let's go back over the reading then. We've got Merlin, we've got Saint Germain here in the first card as the magician, and that's what we all need to be in our own lives, really. And there's considerable magic here because I do live in the land of Merlin. I'm very lucky to actually be in a place that Merlin may very well have known. And I go shopping in town to a town called Carmarthen, where Merlin actually lived, for sure, for real. So I've got that Merlin link. We've all got that Merlin link, by the way, but I'm really aware of it by living here. And here he is, and it's card number 1. It's number 1 in the major arcana as well. So we've got some real good happenstance going there to start things off. Mother Mary, believe in the miracles. Saint Germain and his violet flame of manifestation is great for bringing miracles into reality and making them happen. Here is Mother Mary birthing those miracles and reminding us that we all can. Here's Noah holding his cup, holding up his desire to the light of the universe, the light of God, the sun, whichever way you want to see it. This is divine power coming in because he is actually holding up his cup. He's giving his desires, he's giving his longings to the universe, to the angels, and it's actually happening. The goddess Mart here, bringing everything into balance, which is just as important as all the miracles, is having a sense of balance. And then the groundedness of Archangel Uriel there with the Earth card. So there we are, friends. Excuse me not editing out the bit where I'm in and out of my chair, but editing on a phone is really, you know, you've got to like kind of get your fingers in and manipulate it, and then the phone crashes and you get robot language all over your video. So I'm just kind of keeping it simple here, doing it simple. But the energies at play here are very far from simple. So what I hope you guys are going to take away from this video today is just a reinforcement of that superb belief, that really important belief that the amazing energies of the universe will make things happen the more we ask. It doesn't happen to us every day because we don't ask every day. Sometimes we forget that we need to ask for these things to happen, but it's all about free will, and that's how the angels work, that's how the divine energies work, so we must ask for these things. But if we ask, there is proof positive just in my amazing parcel turning up, and thank you again, Adrienne, really appreciate that one. There is proof positive that these manifestational energies do work, and there is more proof in the reading and the way it all came together without me even reading the book yet. Anyway, I'm going to crack on and read the book, and I'll see you again in a future video. Looking forward to being live this Friday at 12 noon Central USA time, which is 6 p.m. here in the United Kingdom, and then on Sunday 3 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. UK time. So do hit the subscribe button, guys, do please, because it's always good to see the subscriptions going up. It just helps the channel to grow, and it helps me get the word out there. It also means you get a notification whenever there's a new video, and they're coming up all the time. And you also get a notification about 30 minutes before I go live, which gives you a chance to come on board and get a free reading, which is what the lives are all about. That connection, that free reading really kind of really drives things, and it's how I like to work. If you'd like a private reading, there is a small amount of crossing my palm with silver involved, I'm afraid, but this is how I make my living. So if you'd like a private reading, 35and83@gmail.com is my email address. You will find it down there in the description, along with a link to my coffee page, which is ko-fi.com/twig. That's down in the description as well. So is my PayPal link, paypal.me/twigbrother. Anyway, I look forward to seeing you in a future video. Thumbs up, please, if you enjoyed this one. Do leave me a comment. It's great to share the journey with you guys, and I'll see you again in a future video. Love and light and blessings and peace.